Luke. Betray your customers, you must. Insult audience, yes. This is the way of the woke.
Around? You found out. You did.
What's up, guys? Boy, Benny. Imagine for a moment that you are actor Mark Hamill. It is the early 80s. You've just delivered the performance of a lifetime as Luke Skywalker, completing the hero's arc, the hero's journey in what is arguably the most powerful and successful franchise in Hollywood history, Star Wars. You are an international celebrity. You can do no wrong. And then Disney calls you 30 years later and says, you know, we bought that franchise, and we'd like to bring you back as this guy. We would like to bring you back as a pathetic, cowardly, groveling, sickening, repulsive, old, bearded cretin who's just dripping and slithering and broken and disgusting, and who betrays his fans, and who betrays the entire franchise, and who betrays your entire character, and who drinks green titty milk out of an alien teat. This is something that Mark Hamill signed on to do. This is it. He literally signed up. Somebody signed up for this. They signed up for this. This is Mark Hamill pumping that teat, pumping that green milk right into his disgusting hobo face. And look at it slob off his face. The slob. And Mark Hamill says, yes, please, Disney, thank you. Anything for the next check. Anything. This, of course, was The Last Jedi. And The Last Jedi, which has a 2.2 rating here, and as you can see here, not well loved by the fans. Everyone voting 1 star. Nobody in the middle. A couple of page shills up here, and the entire rest of the fandom down here. It destroyed Star Wars. All right, it destroyed Star Wars. It destroyed Mark Hamill's legacy. And it turned him into a repulsive old cretin that is hated by everyone. But what if I were to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that even The Last Jedi, okay, with all of its flaws and all of its horrors, is not as bad as what Mark Hamill has just done for his legacy? That actually his legacy could suffer even further damage than The Last Jedi. Oh, yes. I gave you Mark Hamill inside of the franchise of the White House that has also been utterly desecrated by old greedy fools who currently occupy it, much like the halls of the Walt Disney Company. And Mark Hamill, yes, indeed, went to the White House to deliver not Star Wars, not Start Wars, but Cringe Wars. Okay? I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you. The imagery like this, the look of it, the aesthetic, it is somehow worse than The Last Jedi. It's somehow more sad and more pathetic and more destructive to the man's legacy. And you thought it couldn't go any lower. I mean, you really did. You thought it was Enron stock, right? You thought it was the lowest it could possibly go, and then suddenly it dips even lower. Have you ever wondered why Harrison Ford has so much more success in acting than Mark Hamill? Yeah, we can show you what happened.
Hey, I'm Mark Hamill, and I'm voting for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I see what you did there. It's supposed to be Obi-Wan, and you said Jobi-Wan. And that's a play on, I got it. It's a play on words, right? It's like a pun. Okay, thanks, Luke Skywalker. Really appreciate it. Surely that's all you have for us today, right? Like that's it. It doesn't get much worse than that, right? Oh my God, what is this? Joe Biden tweets, "We had a very good feeling about this. May the 4th be with you." I'm so sorry I have to do this to you. Let's watch.
The 4th be with you. Always.
Can I leave the earth now? Can I just never watch another video on the internet forever? I just have no more. I have no more desire to ever see or review another video on the. I feel like all of the life has been sucked out of me and has been put nicely into a canister of cringe and has been shot by an Elon Musk Falcon 5 rocket directly into orbit and will never be seen again. This is the worst.
May the fourth be with you. Always.
This is the single cringiest, creepiest. What is wrong with Joe Biden's face? What is wrong with your face? Look at the amount of makeup Joe Biden's wearing. Look at this. Who looks worse here? You'd have to assume they're about the same age. Who looks worse here? Who's done more desecration to their legacy in this image? It's impossible to know. I don't know. It's hard to really like quantify, quite frankly, at this point. But we'll continue. I mean, because why not? This is kind of playing out like The Last Jedi. As like the movie progresses, it just gets worse and worse and worse, and you can't even believe it's happening. But here we are. From Mark Hamill to his 5 million followers. All right. May the second Biden administration be as productive as the first. Got it. Okay, it's another pun. Good for you. May the fourth not quench your thirst for Biden's reelection. Yes. May the fourth be a day make-believe defender of the galaxy met a real-life defender of democracy. Okay, this is the quality of the photo you got. So you went all the way to the White House and this is what you got? Like some type of like 720p Nokia. Did you bring like a Nokia phone with you to the White? Did you play Snake on it? Cringe, says producer JLX. Even stupider than Last Jedi. That's exactly what people are saying. May the third be absurd that the guy who tried to steal a fair election is allowed to run again. Got it. Okay. So the cringe, it just never stops. It is listen, this is the rule, all right? The cringe never stops and will never ever be done cringing. Again, like just shoot me into space, please. I want you to see this. This is so bad. And of course, there's all this Ukraine garbage. This is memes. Start wars. Start wars. Look at the amount of caking on makeup that they do to Joe Biden in order to cover up his formaldehyde face. Look at that. Look at the amount of work done. The guy can't even move his face. He can't even deliver the line. Do you feel it? Yes. That's Joe Biden. Okay. So the memes are spectacular. Star Wars is dead, says D-Day Cobra. I'll play you this clip in just a second because it's like it's so unbelievably cringe. Okay, we'll just play it right now. It's so breathtakingly cringe. It breaks the screens.
I called him Mr. President. He said, "You can call me Joe." And I said, "Can I call you Joe B1 Kenobi?"
You don't have to laugh. Press Corps, Nerdrotics says, green milk. This is somehow worse. This is somehow worse than what you've done with the green milk. So D-Day, so Jeremy and Nerdrotics, you have no further. There's nowhere else to go. Okay, there's nowhere else to go. Guantanamo Bay, maybe. Like, I don't know how else you can conceivably disgrace your legacy even more. This from the Babylon Bee. It just hits it from 1,000 yards away. Mark Hamill joins Death Star press conference to say what a good job he thinks the Emperor is doing. This is perfect. Oh, yeah, give that some love. Oh, no. May the fourth be with you. Okay, so here's cringe. So we call her Cringe Jean Pierre, and Cringe Jean Pierre made this video with Mark Hamill.
Mark, I get to say a lot of things at that podium, but I've always wanted to say something to you.
What?
May the fourth be with you.
Oh, and remember, I'll always be forcefully yours.
Yeah, it's worse than The Last Jedi. Listen, this is a desecration. I mean, this is a desecration. What you're watching is somebody self-destructing. It's a controlled demolition. Okay, it's a control. Mark Hamill just said F it. Okay, I'm gonna do a controlled demolition of my entire life, my entire career, and I'm gonna do it in a way that is so cringeworthy that that your screen will break, that you'll want to smash, you'll want to like punch, want to punch through the screen. Okay, you want to. This is Antonio Brown, such a savage. I bet we can make Luke Skywalker's pathetic washed-up version of himself. Mark Hamill, hold my lightsaber. That's right. Just look. I mean, just look. FDR's oil painting looks more lifelike than Joe Biden. And by the way, it's really remarkable. So the Department of State also has some like creepy Mark Hamill video. Like this guy, you know, we often talk about how these actors are like effectively just intelligence assets for statecraft, right? But Mark Hamill's like taking it to an entirely new level. And you have to have effectively like no more pride left in yourself or your craft to just become sort of an apparatchik for the regime like this, to the point that Mark Hamill actually delivered an actual press conference. Okay, delivered an actual press conference at the White House. Mark Hamill is now doing like videos for Florida Democrats. So, it's so bad. I mean, listen to how this starts.
Hey, Florida Democrats. Mark Hamill here. I want to thank you for the invitation to your 2024 Leadership Blue Gala. And I'm really sorry I couldn't make it this year, but I wanted to send along a message. I've got a lot of friends in Florida, and I've heard about all the work you've done to get back on track, from knocking on doors, making calls, registering voters, and supporting candidates up and down the ballot. That's exactly what it's going to take back Florida. As you know, the stakes in 2024 couldn't be higher. And so many of us around the country are counting on you to lead the resistance against Donald Trump and the evil empire that is the Republican Party.
Oh my God. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is a dead franchise. It's just a plaything to lose more billions of dollars for Disney. They're shutting down their hotels. They're shutting down their franchises. They're shutting down production. This can't possibly help, right? If the franchise had any more juice left in it, if it had any more energy left in it, then they would stop Mark Hamill from doing this kind of stuff. But they don't care. They're just letting it burn. It's a bonfire at a wastewater sewage plant now. And so they're just going to allow it to burn because like the ashes, the hotter it burns and the more it destroys itself, the less we'll have to clean up. I think that's exactly what it is. It's a bonfire. It's a raging tire fire inside of a wastewater treatment plant. And that's exactly like that. Yes, this is the expression that you should have as you smell it burn. It's so gross. It's so hard to watch. This is so hard to watch. But it's not the worst video I have for you yet. Here we go. Mark Hamill doing a press conference.
There's no introduction that really is needed here. I have a special guest, as you can see. Mark Hamill has decided to join us on this wonderful Friday, and I am really excited to turn it over to Mr. Hamill. Here we go.
Okay, how many of you had Mark Hamill will lead the press briefing on your bingo card? Hands?
Crazy old bastard.
And look, I just got to meet the president. He gave me these aviator glasses. I love the merch. Love it all. But listen, I just wanted to say I was honored to be asked to come to the White House to meet the president, the most legislative successful president in my lifetime. And, you know, I don't have to go through the list, the bipartisan infrastructure law, the PACT Act, the CHIPS Act, all of that, inflation.
It's hard when someone's not writing your lines for you, isn't it, Mark? I wonder, why did Mark Hamill have zero career in Hollywood? I mean, it's a great question. We asked that earlier. Why did Mark Hamill have zero career after Star Wars? And you're starting to see why. 15
million jobs. Look, it's all good. I mean, I was really thrilled to meet the entire staff because, you know, it's not just one person. It's like a composite endeavor. And all these people, my goodness, you know, I mean, I have no idea. I had no idea just what went into what is on his plate on a daily basis. So That's pretty much it. I'm open to questions, although no Star Wars questions, please. But I want to say once again how grateful I am, and it just shows you that one person can be so influential and so positive in our lives. And again, thank you so much. And Peter Baker, I loved your book. Yes.
Wow. Thank you, Mark Hamill, for being here. What did you ask? What did you talk about with the president?
Well, first of all, I only expected to be there for like 5 minutes. He showed us all these photographs, and you know, it was really amazing to me because you know I was invited to the Carter White House, and I came, and then I came to the Obama White House, but I never was invited into the Oval Office, and it was a large gathering. So this one was really extra special.
All right, sir.
So yes, I'm.
Biden bring up Star Wars too, sir?
Well, you know, I called him Mr. President. He said, "You can call me Joe," and I said, "Can I call you Joby-Wan Kenobi?" And he liked that. But listen, I'm not really here to dominate. I have to turn it back over to our wonderful press secretary, Corinne Jean-Pierre. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hold my lightsaber. Listen, the reason why upon reflection and upon watching that clip with you, the reason why I actually don't mind this as much as I thought I did is that this is actually a perfect metaphor for what they have done to all of Star Wars. I would rather this than lying and trying to hold up some type of like facade that Star Wars is still Star Wars. It's not. Star Wars is dead. There are 3 Star Wars films, right? Star Wars is dead. They killed this kind of ass hattery killed it, and it's dead forever. And it's okay. It's time to build and write and create new things. That's important. That's how we got Star Wars in the first place. Young people taking risks and going out and having a vision and telling a great story. Okay? This is actually this is perfect iconography for what has happened to the Star Wars franchise. It has become a bitter, cringeworthy, embarrassing, political, which is so insane that they've gone so political on Star Wars. It's all become like, check the people who are making Star Wars films. The entire thing is just it's just a political message now. And that message has beat what was the greatest franchise in Hollywood history and in arguably human history to death. Because there's only so many times you can kill your paying customer. There's only so many times you can disrespect and destroy the relationship that you have with the people that made your franchise great in the first place. And there are a lot of people who were around to probably see like the original Star Wars and the films in theaters in 1977, and I'm very sorry for you today. I'm very glad that I wasn't around for that. I'm very glad. And it is actually kind of nice to have somebody like Mark Hamill doing this, because it lets you know that the franchise is indeed pronounced dead. Just like Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers Boys, exactly what they have all said. Star Wars is dead. People like Mark Hamill and everything he represents killed it. You as the paying customer should punish them by never ever spending another dollar or seeing another Star Wars film again. Just like you should also punish them by voting for Donald Trump. It's your boy Benny. Make Mark Hamill look like this on election night. Okay, but this should be salty, greasy tears coming from his eyes and not his dirty ass beard. See ya.